Now Tzu Chi Earth, our weekly guide to Tzu Chi's chapters and offices around the world. Tzu Chi staff and volunteers have been holding free clinic services regularly in the Philippines ever since 1995, beginning from where operations were carried out on school desks to the establishment of DI's Rehabilitation and Prosthetic Center in Zamboanga, which began operation in 2004, onto the certification of a new clinical center in 2007. Tzu Chi's free medical services have come a long way. It's another clash between Abu Sayyaf and the Philippine military in the island of Mindanao, where militants have been fighting for decades for an independent Islamic state. Muslims in the Philippines make up 5% of the predominantly Catholic population and are concentrated in the south of the country. For centuries, they have been independent sultanates, successfully avoiding Spanish conquest. They were subdued by U.S. forces independently of the rest of the Philippines. However, the U.S. made them part of the independent Philippines in 1946, a move seen by the Muslims as a betrayal of trust. The ongoing violence has maimed many local residents, and it is estimated that over 6,000 people require prostheses. An impoverished region with an annual income a mere fifth of the national average, many residents here cannot afford a prosthesis. At an average cost of $423, it is more than 4 times their monthly income. Tzu Chi volunteers in Zamboanga felt deeply for their fellow residents, and they started an outreach program in March 2003, offering free prostheses to the poor. Teaming up with Zamboanga City Medical Center and Mahavir Foundation to better serve the needs of the local community, the 3 parties signed an agreement to build a physical rehabilitation and Japper food manufacturing center. DI's Rehabilitation and Prosthetic Center in Zamboanga began operations on 17th of July 2004. At the groundbreaking ceremony, Jason, who was previously helped by Tzu Chi, joined in the celebration. The boy began dancing when the music started, and no one could tell that he was physically impaired. In this war-torn region, Tzu Chi's love and support has trickled down deep into the community, and the Zamboanga City Medical Center marked the milestone in Tzu Chi's 14 years of medical work in the Philippines. As early as 1995, Tzu Chi's medical outreach program began holding free clinics in Baguio City. The first one benefited 173 patients. Here, a large crowd has been gathering at Northern Rizal Yorkland School in Calacan City since early morning. This is the site of one of Tzu Chi's 100-plus free clinics in the Philippines. Like many of Tzu Chi's large-scale medical missions in more remote parts of the country, this free clinic is a one-day event focusing on 4 different fields of medicine, namely internal medicine, pediatrics, ophthalmology, and dentistry. Patients with cataracts are screened, and those who can be operated on will undergo surgery in Quezon Institute at a later date. Those requiring major surgery are sent to suitable referral hospitals, while minor surgeries are performed on-site. Physicians treated over 2,500 patients in just one day, a record for the local chapter. Patients who require dentures had their bites taken, trial fittings, and the dentures will be processed once everything is fine. In the Philippines, a full set of dentures cost $317, almost 3 years' salary for an average blue-collar worker. Luckily, the largest denture manufacturer in the Philippines is providing dentures at cost to Tzu Chi, allowing more people to have a better quality of life.
Now I can speak at length and clearly. I feel so happy and so pretty. Now I have teeth. I can join our church choir. I want to sing songs for Tzu Chi, songs of gratitude.
Tzu Chi members also come to Quezon Institute once a week, to a hospital specializing in treating tuberculosis. The most commonly dispensed medicine are antibiotics, and here again, the cost is often 4 to 5 times a worker's average salary. This is Loretta, thin and wasting. She suffers from tuberculosis. Choked with emotion, she expresses her gratitude to Tzu Chi.
If we gave her the medicines 3 days later, she might have died. Whenever she sees us, she bursts into tears, saying that without Tzu Chi, she wouldn't have survived.
Beside these services, Tzu Chi Philippines also provides care and financial support to cases requiring special medical attention. As the case with the conjoined twins, Leia and Rachel, who underwent separation surgery in Taiwan at the Hualien Tzu Chi Hospital. Tzu Chi not only covered the cost of the operation and their living expenses in Taiwan, more importantly, its staff and volunteers in both Taiwan and the Philippines provided emotional support, showering the twins with love. On September 17, 2003, President Gloria Macapagal Arroyo received the twins and Tzu Chi members at the presidential palace. Tzu Chi not only brought the twins down from the deep mountains, but volunteers also provided accommodation for the family while they continued physiotherapy in Manila.
In remote areas, healthcare facilities were bad. If there was an emergency, there was nowhere to get a blood bag. Thinking back now, it scares me, but at the time I wasn't afraid. I thought it was good then to save people and help people. Like Master Zheng Yan says, with a simple heart, just do it.
By just doing it for 14 years, today more than 100 free clinics have been organized in the Philippines, helping over 180,000 people. Medical professionals have been mobilized for over 4,000 shifts, as well as more than 10,000 volunteer shifts. To continue caring for the poor and the sick, it is necessary for this torch of love to be carried on. Here in the Philippines, volunteers are constantly motivated to keep the cycle of love in motion, and it is every Tzu Chi member's wish to nourish the seeds of great love and let its cycle continue without end.